Well, Pariwal Sir back again on Insta Live. So now I'm going to be playing the track which everyone has been waiting for, because I'm going to be talking to this artist in a very, very shortly, in a few minutes. I'm talking about Arzutra Garielle. I mean, very interesting name. You know, UK-based British artist, and she's come out with a new track called Mast. And you must listen to the Mast. I mean, you know, it's a very interesting track. I mean, fantastic tune. I mean, there's a melody in that track. You know, you can't go wrong with the song. Because now I've got herself live and direct on air right now to talk about this track. So, warm welcome on the show, Trippy. How are you doing?
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm doing great, thank you. Just a bit of a lazy Sunday.
Lazy Sunday? I mean, it's an amazing day. The sun's out.
You know what? It's out, yeah, but I'm not used to this in the UK. Normally it's snowing at this time of year, you know.
Oh my God. So anyway, welcome on the show, Trippy. How is life? How is the music going? It's an absolute pleasure we've got you on the show today.
Thank you. Likewise, it's nice to be on the show. The music is going great. I'm looking forward to my second album later on in the year, so it's all a little bit intense at the moment. Because I'm kind of still like, you know, as you know, I've just done the tour for Pakistan for my first album, and so I feel like I'm in a bit of a state where I'm going between the first album and second album at the moment.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. So there's something happening then.
I just want to fast forward now to the second album.
Right. That's good. That's good to know. So I mean, so Trippy Garielle. I mean, very unique name. Tell us a bit about the name. I mean, where did that all come through?
Well, so Trippy is actually my first name.
Yes.
Garielle is my surname, but it's actually my real name.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's an Indian name, Sikh name.
Very interesting.
So I'm born into a Sikh family. My parents are African origin, but my grandparents are Indian origin.
Interesting. So you got the East African origin as well with you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic, fantastic. So, I mean, Trippy, tell us a bit about how your musical journey started off from. I mean, tell us, was it from your house? I mean, what was tell us a bit about your childhood days.
Well, from an early age, I've grown up in a family listening to Bollywood music.
Okay.
I mean, it's funny because growing up in England, I never really heard much of the English stuff on the TV or the radio.
Okay.
On the radio, it was always Indian music. It was always Indian Bollywood songs on the TV. So that was my influence from a really young age. And so even in the car, there'd always be the Bollywood songs playing because my father was always into the Bollywood. And then when I grew up, I automatically just got listening to Bollywood myself, you know.
Interesting.
That's kind of how the whole, influence started in terms of because my music is very Bollywood kind of. It's got a heavy Bollywood influence in my own music.
Right.
I listen to the likes of Shreya Ghoshal, Lata Mangeshkar because of listening to them from a very young age, and then it's only been in the last 5-10 years that I've actually started listening to the Western music myself. And branching out a little bit more, diversifying my kind of ears to other sounds. Like I listen to Ahmadiyab, who's an Arabic singer.
Oh yes.
I listen to Mariah Carey. She's one of my idols from the Western world.
Right.
So it's only now that I'm starting to get much more of a diverse kind of taste even in my own music. So I'm looking to always learn from these different cultures and different musical genres, and trying to really build that into my own style as well. And hence that's how Must has come about, because Must has really come about where I'm looking to have more of a contemporary sound in my own music, but still keeping that melodic, very really kind of melodic feel in my songs without losing that touch as well. So fantastic, sounds good. I mean Trippy, I've noticed, from the past few days I've been following you on social media, checking out your songs and stuff, and I've noticed I've been listening to some of these tracks of what I believe are one of those they're quite popular amongst the rest of the songs you've done, like Kojau and Wopal. I've noticed the vocals and the actual music itself, you've got a bit of this Pakistani pop vibes kind of in there. Tell us about them songs. Okay, well, My producer has produced those songs. They're all from the first album. So from the debut album, that's been produced by Pakistani producer Atif Ali, who actually lives in Dubai, and that's where the studio is.
Right.
So I have to always, trek over to Dubai to go and record and make the songs. I did say to him, next time, can you just come over here, because it will definitely save me sitting on that flight. It's good. I mean, he's done a lot of work for Bollywood, and I'm really fortunate to be working. Like, I stand in the same spot where Fateh Ali Khan, Atif Aslam, and those guys have stood. When I'm in the recording booth.
Wow.
It feels really weird, but it's really nice because I feel like I've got that energy when I'm recording from their kind of energies that has actually been there in the studio. So the songs, in terms of on the first album, you could say it's got that kind of, melodic pop kind of vibe to it. But in the second album, I'm doing something which is quite different, without giving too much away. But let's just say the second album.
Fantastic. I mean, you mentioned Bollywood producer Atif Ali. I mean, you need to mention that name because I think he's worked with artists like Atif Aslam and Fateh Ali Khan. I mean, how did you get in touch with him? How did you get to know him?
Well, I was actually put in touch with him by a mutual friend of mine who just happened to just say to me, "Hey, look, there's this really good producer. Do you wanna maybe have a hookup with him?" And just I don't even know how it happened, but I'd never heard of the producer before. So I was like, cool. I thought he was just a normal producer. And then I actually went to Dubai, had a meeting with him, sat down, and I remember when I walked into his studio, in the left-hand side, he's got this lounge before the actual studio.
Right.
And then in the lounge, he's got all of the pictures in frames of Fateh Ali Khan and Atif Aslam and all the other greats.
Wow.
And I walked past and I kind of looked and I thought, huh? Because my friend actually didn't tell me.
Oh my God. So, I mean, what was when you actually saw them pictures on the wall? I mean, what was going in your head at that time? Were you a bit nervous to meet him, or what were you feeling at the time?
Well, the funny thing was, when I walked past those pictures, it's like a corridor that goes directly to his studio where he was sat, looking at me. He was actually sat on his chair, he turned around and he was looking at me because I was actually coming into his studio.
Right.
And I looked at the picture to the left and I just carried on walking, and in my head I was thinking, oh my God. And then I shook his hand, met him for the first time, and then I sat down, and I was kind of fine because he's a very personable character. He's actually really, really humble, really friendly, so that put me at ease. It was only when he asked me to start singing, he got his guitar out and he asked me to start singing, and that's when the kind of nerves started to become more prominent.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Yeah, I was like melting into my
Oh my God. I mean, we need to mention we got a lot of people tuned in right now, listening worldwide. I mean, I've got a few on Insta Live at the moment. I've got Parveen Paliwal from Delhi who's saying hello. Tripit, how are you doing? All good?
Hi, yes, fine, thank you. I'm hoping to visit India as well at some point this year.
Lovely. Fantastic. I've got another follower on Insta Live as well, Rush Frantic from Singapore. He's tuned in as well. He's enjoying the show.
Hey Rush, how are you doing? I want to come to Singapore. Do a show there.
Everyone wants to come to Singapore because it's a country where everyone dreams to visit, Alright.
So, let's go to Singapore. Come on, let's go meet Rush.
Yeah, we have to. We've got Rush Frantic because he's a proper, he's got some musical vibes as well. He's always on the show and he's always requesting new tracks as well. And he's been looking forward for this interview as well today.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
So, I mean, those who have just tuned in right now, I just want to tell them that I'm talking to Arzutra Garielle. I mean, UK-based urban artist, come out with a new track, Mast. I mean, it's going viral on social media. I mean, I would say, talking about the music scene right now, I mean, it's more influenced with Punjabi music. You must see Bhangra music is another level. I mean, it's always featured in a Bollywood film as well. But looking at your music, it's more into the urban kind of British and kind of style with Hindi, Urdu kind of vocals. In your point of view, I mean, do you think this sort of music will actually last further, or would you actually really able to actually change the music industry with this sort of genre of music?
Well, it's a very interesting question actually that you asked. I can just imagine us sitting down over a cup of coffee and having a debate over this for like an hour or two. At one point I actually went through this phase where I said, you know, my music's not good enough and I want to be like the rest of them. I actually want to do what they're all doing.
Right.
And I had to, and that's when I was going through a phase where I didn't know my identity as a singer in terms of my musical style. So I had to almost, and I was going through this kind of, you could call it a singer's life crisis, basically, where I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know what my style was, and I just thought, you know what, I want to be like them, so let me do music like them.
Yeah.
But actually, then I realised, well, that's not me. I actually said, that's actually not me, it's not Triplet. So I remember I sat down with my producer for about 2.5 months. We were deliberating over what I could have as my defined signature style. We looked up, like we explored different sounds, different references from different singers, in terms of, for getting that inspiration ideas.
Yeah.
And then what we did was I actually said, everything I was rejecting, and I said, I don't like that, it's not me. And then when he played, I remember when he played this first few lines of the Mast song and some of the music, and I said, oh my God, I really like that, that's really nice. And I just, ever since then, I've now followed this kind of like, I followed this way of thinking that, look, I don't need to be anybody else.
Yeah.
I have got a distinct style. That just goes without saying. A lot of people ask me, okay, well, what would you define as your genre? And well, whilst this year I'm going more into a dance kind of a genre, earlier on I've done more of the slow jams.
Yeah.
And I still love my slow jams. They will never stop. But you'll be hearing more of the upbeats, although I don't have any desire to go into to try and fit into the kind of mass population of singers and trying to do what they're doing, because I feel like as a singer, it's all about creativity.
Yeah.
The creativity is all about doing something unique, doing something different. And that takes time, It's easy to take something from someone and say, let's do this and copy it.
Yeah.
You just have to change a couple of words or a couple of chords. So that's, me and my producer, we have never worked like that. And I've been working with him for 5 years, coming up in June this year.
Fantastic.
He's also the producer of the second album. And I love experimenting though. It's not like I just want to carry on doing one style.
Yeah.
Even, after Mast, although I'm going to be doing a few more upbeats for the second album, they will be completely different to one another. So.
Wow. Fantastic. Sounds interesting. Looking forward to those tracks, though.
Yeah, well, maybe over coffee sometime I can sit and show you everything.
Yeah, lovely. Not a problem. So, Triplet, you will be surprised, right? You're the second female artist who's joined on the show. For me, it's a big thing.
Oh, thank you. I guess it's more male dominated.
Yeah.
I'm excited as well.
Yeah, so, Triplet, you're back with a new track, titled as Mast. Very different song compared to the previous tracks. Tell us about this song. What is this song all about?
So this song is all about, whilst love is the actual underlying spine of the song, as per all of my songs, the actual song is really giving a message about the power of a man, and then over the power of a woman. So the power of a woman is portrayed in the actual goddess scene, where with the Greek goddess, the goddess Hecate, who's the goddess of the moon and the earth and the sea.
Right.
So she's the one who's in power in that scene, and the guy is the one who's in power in the actual harem scene, the male actor. And then what we're doing is we're actually showing that whilst a man and a woman can have their own dominating powers over the opposite sex, those powers would come together in the name of love. They're both together.
How did all this concept got put together? Was it the producer or was it yourself?
Musically the concept was put together by my producer.
Right.
Visually the concept was put together by my video director, who's actually living in the UK. His name's Peter Stiliano.
Right.
He's actually directed a couple of my others which are not released yet, but he's one of those, he likes to think out of the box. Right.
So
that's the kind of whole let's do something a little bit different now. That's what that came about. So I have a heavy input. Like I've designed the whole wardrobe for that particular shoot. It was good fun. I've designed some of the like I actually made from scratch the actual goddess dress. I drew it all out, got the material, fabric, gave it to my tailor, and said, "This is well." I love doing that kind of thing. And then the actual ideas in terms of I like inputting, even though I'm working with music producers and directors who are specialists in their own field, I still give my ideas. And
Interesting.
It's important because you have to work collaboratively as a team.
Interesting. I mean, now everyone knows that you're not just a singer, you're also a fashion designer as well.
Yeah, well, I when I was about 8 years old, I used to play with my Barbie dolls.
Okay.
And I used to design their clothes, so I used to get material from scratch, like open, plain material.
Interesting.
And I used to actually cut out the tops and the skirts, and I used to get my mum's needle and thread and sew everything together and make clothes for them.
Wow.
So, yeah, you can say I've been doing it for a while, but...
Interesting. Childhood memories. You can't go wrong with the memories of childhood.
No, it's just one of those, it takes me away from my music sometimes.
Yeah. That sounds good. I mean, but you've recently toured Pakistan a few days ago. I mean, I've been checking on your social media and stuff. How was the experience there? What did you find any difference with the audience there and in England?
Well, one thing I noticed is that in all the media interviews in Pakistan, the first question they ask is who's your vocal coach. Whereas in the UK, that never even gets asked.
Right.
Pretty much. That's just one of the differences I noticed.
Interesting.
Not a major difference.
Yeah.
It just stings to my head, actually. The second thing is I get away with talking in English over here, whereas in that country they always want me to talk in Urdu in the media interviews.
Right. I mean, was it the first time you visited Pakistan then?
Yes, it was my first time, and it was quite an interesting trip because a lot of people warned me against going, even in my own team. In fact, some of my own team members warned me and said, "Look, it's too dangerous for you to go out there with all the kind of political things that are going on." And I said, well, and I just stood my ground and said, well, I've got a large fan following as well, which is actually from there, and I need to go there. And I've been invited to come and do this tour, and I actually want to do it. So I was quite surprised because I didn't go there thinking it was a scary place. Right? But when I got there, it's just all the hospitality of the people, and not just the actual people, but the places that I used to go to. I never once felt any fear of any sort. So, and it's just a shame that so many people over here have got this image of Pakistan, and it's not unfortunately not a positive image.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just wish they could go there with their own eyes and see how much of a beautiful country it is.
I mean, tell us a bit about, like, for example, when you went there. I mean, the first impression when you actually entered, came out the airport, got in the city. Tell us a bit about that.
The funny thing is when I came out of the airport, the event organizer who'd come to pick me up from the airport, he had his phone out and he was taking the video of me walking out of the immigration thing.
Right, okay.
And I was like, oh my God, please. On that day, I had a TV interview in Dubai, I had a radio interview in Dubai, and then I actually had I had 2 radio interviews in Dubai that day. So when I got to the airport, I was like, okay, I didn't expect there's going to be someone there taking a video.
Oh my God.
It was nice, it was good. It was quite late in the night when I landed, and the first thing we did was we actually went for tandoori cha.
Right.
I've never heard of that before, ever. I've heard of tandoori chicken and tandoori naan.
Oh my God, tandoori chai, what an interesting concept.
Right. What? The actual restaurant was, like, that's all they serve, is just tandoori cha, basically.
Right.
And they sell them in these, like, it comes in this clay kind of pot. I don't know exactly how they're actually making it, but it was an experience. I remember the taste. It was actually quite thick, but it was so tasty.
Wow.
When you come off of a flight as well, it's kind of so soothing. I remember that. And then I think from that, and then the next day we actually went to Nankana Sahib.
Wow.
So that was really nice because I thought, you know, I know how hectic this week's going to be with the shows and, you know, all the radio and TV interviews and everything that's going to be going on.
Yeah.
So we'd already planned that on the first day we're going to just have a day where I get to do what I want to do. One of my wishes was to go to visit the Gurdwara at Nankana Sahib.
Fantastic.
So my event organiser actually took me there, and that was really, really adventurous.
Wow. I mean, I would say that is a dream for every person, you know, to visit Nankana Sahib, Punjab Sahib. You know, it's just one of them places where our heritage, our roots are belonging.
It is, and it was such an honour for me. I remember when I actually got there, the actual person outside the Gurdwara, he said, "Do you have your passport?" And we'd travelled 3 hours to get there, and I didn't realise I needed my passport. And I thought, oh my God, and I thought I actually couldn't find it. And so I thought, please don't tell me that I've come here with, you know, just spent 3.5 hours driving in all these scary kind of roads. And you know, it's, I ended up getting in anyway, that was fine. But the security's so high over there as well. On the way back, like they keep tabs on your every single step. Inside the Gurdwara, and then they actually give you a security van on the way back, so that to ensure that, you know, your safety is there, that you don't have any problems basically.
Wow.
And I just found that really weird because I thought, why can't we just go back on our own? So we had to follow the security police basically for like about 2.5 hours going at 40 miles per hour. It was
wow. Oh my God. Man, memories of your visit. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, them sort of memories, they stay forever.
It was amazing. I would do it time and time again. It was like, for me, you know, I got to Pakistan, I never was made to feel like I'm different. That's, you know, and that was nice.
Fantastic.
You know, I remember, like, before we were going to have the press conference, and I said to my manager, I said, what if they ask me something about my Indian background and if it becomes an issue or something because of, you know, all the political stuff going on. And then he said to me, look, just don't worry, and he'll answer that question if it comes. And so I was a little bit uncertain as to how they would react to my heritage being Indian and everything. But in fact, they were just, like I said, I never once even felt like I'm different. I was made to feel like I'm at home by the media, by the fans, public, the team who I had, and it was really, really nice. I would definitely encourage more artists to travel from UK to
Fantastic. I mean, that sounds very interesting, you know. So, once again, I want to tell all the listeners who are currently tuned in worldwide, I mean, on Akash Radio, I'm talking to Arzutra Garielle from the UK, man. Top artist around. So, I mean, coming back to the track Mast, I mean, the video, I would say, just reminds me of some Egyptian/Persian kind of style. You know, I mean, especially the special effects, mentioning the whole concept as well. You know, tell us a bit about the video as well. I mean, tell us a bit, you know, the funny moments of these situations. Like, you always come across doing something funny on the set, something pear-shaped would happen. Just tell us a bit what funny things you remember during the shoots of the video.
Well, I remember one of the funny things was that we ended up firing, which probably isn't funny actually to announce on the radio when millions of people are listening, but my director ended up firing all the dancers and the choreographer a week before the shoot.
Oh my God.
And I thought, my reaction was exactly like your reaction. Okay. And then, because I've got a very good relationship with the director, I started panicking. I thought, okay, do I have to go and how are we going to find these dancers and the choreographer a week before the shoot? He wasn't happy, and he's one of those guys who's a perfectionist, a bit like me as well. And so there was things that he wasn't happy with, and then he was like, look, don't worry, we're going to do it, he'll do it. Within a week, we got a choreographer, we got 2 dancers, and then I remember on the Friday, so that's why we had to leave the rehearsal like 2 days before the shoot, because we'd had new dancers and a new choreographer, so they had to learn the whole concept from so close to the day of the shoot. And I remember on that Friday I got sick. I wasn't feeling well. That was 2 days before. So I didn't turn up to the rehearsal because I actually wasn't well. And I said, his name is Peter, the director. I said, Peter, I'm really, really, really sick today. I can't make it. So he was naturally freaking out that, okay, are we going to be able to go ahead with this shoot because everything's already planned and everything. And I said, look, everything's fine for Sunday, the shoot. We're going to go ahead with it. Don't worry, but I just can't come to the rehearsal. And I remember everybody was panicking, and it was the actual shoot itself. I think the anxiety came from the perfection that went into all the planning, like the outfits, the costumes, the jewelry, the locations, the dance and the concept, because the dance, it wasn't like you just get up and you just start dancing. There was a certain rhythm that had to be followed with the Shiva arms dance movement, and that wasn't easy to grasp.
Right. Looking at the, for example, the time scale, I would say. I mean, from the rehearsals to the final product. I mean, the time scale. How much time was put into this project?
Well, we spent 2.5 months in the pre-production of this project. So whilst I'd already been rehearsing with the other dancers who were then tried like about 1.5 months before, about 6 weeks before. The costumes took about 2 months because we'd had to get costumes from France, from Madrid. There was something that came, something from America came. So the actual wardrobe was an international wardrobe. That was fun and games. And so in total it was about 2.5 months that went into, and I'm talking about day and night. Like literally we were messaging each other, everyone in the team, at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a fun shoot, but it was quite hectic. Because I get involved. As an artist, I always get involved in everything, even though I shouldn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, did the video get shot in England, or was it shot in England, or was it shot somewhere else, or?
This was actually shot in the UK, it was shot in the UK, just last, about 3 months ago, in the UK. So, it was good.
Fantastic. I've got a couple of more people to mention. Again, Parveen Paliwal from Delhi, he's on Insta Live, and he's saying interview going great, fantastic, sounds good. Right.
Next time I'm going to invite you to one of my shoots. Maybe you can come down.
Lovely. Would be a pleasure. Definitely. It would be great to have you in the studio, I would say,
Well, I've actually got my cousin who lives in Leeds, so maybe I'll just come up to Leeds and tell her.
Yeah, not a problem. Sounds good. What's your dream project? I mean, every artist, they always have some sort of like a dream to sing with an artist or someone you've looked upon as like an inspiration. I mean, what is your dream project? Who do you wish to work in the music industry?
My dream project at the moment is to go and work with Amir Khan. To work in one of his movies.
Interesting.
And I want to do a bit of playback for him in one of his movies. But really what I want to do is I want to have him in the actual studio with me and the producer whilst we're actually recording the track.
That is actually a dream. That is a very good dream project, though.
I hope it comes true.
Wow, fantastic. Amir Khan, one of the biggest names, I would say, in Bollywood cinema.
Yeah, I saw him on one of the actual YouTube videos where he was sat in I can't remember the name of the film now, but he was sat when the actual playback singer was recording the song. He was sat in the actual studio at the time as well. And you know how normally the actual producer or the vocal director might say, oh no, sing it like this or sing it like that, or stop, or you're not singing it right. Actually, Amir Khan was doing that himself.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I thought that would be cool.
Fantastic. I mean, the track Mast. I mean, it's a fabulous track. Good vocals, good music, good concept. I think some of the listeners want to listen to a few lines of that track from you now, live and direct. So I think you should need to give us a few, an extract of this track.
Extract. Yeah, I like the way you say it. Okay.
Wow. Do you know, looking at you, hearing your vocals, you've got a very, very like a Western, I would say, influence in the dialect. Who was your inspiration again from the Western, Western music style?
Actually, it's funny you should say that because I've been listening to Mariah Carey every single day for the last 1.5 years. So Mariah Carey is my biggest idol from the West.
Wow.
And I mean, not to say I don't listen to other Western singers.
Yeah.
Of course I do. But as a singer, now when I'm listening to music, mostly it's to study it rather than I know I shouldn't say this, but rather than for enjoyment, I'm actually doing it because I'm listening to their vocal and then, inspired by their vocal or learning from that vocal technique. And Mariah Carey being one of the greatest vocalists in the Western pop world, while she's a pop singer, she's actually learned the bel canto or classic style of singing.
Fantastic.
And that was from the age of 3. I think her mother was an opera singer. So I'm actually learning bel canto as well with my local coach, who happens to be English, which is quite different because you would have thought you need to have an Indian vocal coach to be singing in Indian, but I don't. I'm learning songs in Italian and the actual vowels is that.
Wow.
So,
fantastic. This sounds very, very interesting. From Western to Bollywood to Italian. Yeah. What a combination.
Yeah. Well, I'm planning to do a cover for one of the old Italian songs later on in the year, so I'll definitely send that to you when it's done.
Fantastic.
I still need to practice a bit more though,
Lovely, lovely. I mean, this track it's going very viral on social media. Everyone's loving the track. I mean, what the other projects you got coming up this year? I mean, any new songs, new albums? What are you going to be coming to with us next time?
So most of my fans know now I've got my second album, which is on the way. I don't have the actual date, the release date just yet, but I can say it's going to be middle of the year. And the second album is going to be really, really, really exciting because it's completely different to the first. It's like me on steroids kind of thing. Yeah.
I love that. Me on steroids. I mean, what a statement.
And then the next track that I've got coming up, I'm actually doing my first cover song, which I'm going to dedicate to Shreya Ghoshal as being one of my idols.
Wow.
And that I'm going to be releasing in a couple of weeks, so I'll definitely make sure I send that to you.
Fantastic. Sounds good, sounds good.
Make sure you tell me the truth as well, okay?
Lovely, lovely, will do. Will do for defo, will do. It's been an absolute pleasure, Tripit, that you've been on the show today. I mean, what message do you want to give to the world who's currently tuned in on Akash Radio right now in this show?
Well, I would say thank you for tuning in, firstly. Make sure you keep tuned in as well. And then my main message would be that if you have got anything in your heart, then put down your social media and your phones, put it off, switch it off totally, and just get on with your dreams and do whatever you want to do.
Fantastic. What a statement. You can't go wrong with that. Wow. Wicked. Lovely. So, Tripit, it's been an absolute pleasure we've had you on the show today, and hoping that your current projects, upcoming projects are a success. And and we're hoping that next time you'll be in the studio. You'll have to come in the studio next time.
Many thanks. As long as you have got tandoori chadar waiting for me.
Tandoori, have you actually attempted to make that yet?
I'm not going to be coming if you're only going to give me what is it called?
Yorkshire tea. Yorkshire tea.
Yeah.
It will be Yorkshire tea for defo, but it's going to be a bit desi masala in there as well.
I'll have to get the event manager to get me the recipe of that tandoori chadar. I don't drink any other tea now, so that's the condition.
Oh my god! You'll have to put that recipe up on social media as well, or you could maybe do a vlog how to make tandoori chai.
Yeah. Good idea.
Fantastic! Absolute pleasure, Tripit, you being on the show today. And wishing you all the best, and best wishes for your upcoming projects.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Bye,
Lovely.
Bye.
All the best.
Bye.
Lodi, that was a live exclusive interview with UK-based urban artist Arzutra Garielle. I mean, very interesting name. I mean, we've heard all about her, what she's all about, and what her music is all about, man. You know, you can't go wrong with her vocals, man. Big respects to Parveen Paliwal, who's tuned in on Insta Live, and a big respects to Rush Frantic from Singapore as well. Big respects to him as well. We've got Malwen Sandhu, big respect to her. Desi Music Alerts. Big up to them guys. We're doing very well on Instagram and sharing and updating the updated Punjabi songs, man. You can't go wrong with that page. Big respects to them as well. Now I'm going to be going for a short commercial break, and I'll be playing this track Mast once again after the breaks.